It's a very, very small group of people, many of them clueless.
Hi, everybody. It's Gene Simmons, and you're not. This is Kiss My Collectibles podcast, but you know that.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next episode of Kiss My Collectibles. I am one of your co-hosts, Jason Herndon, and with me, as always, is Joe Lalich and Nicholas Buckland. What's up, gentlemen?
Oh, I'm getting old. It's like, every time I move, it's like a creak.
These one a year podcasts are.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, this is a rough schedule. I don't know. I must admit though, because I listen to something called The Dollop, which is two American comedians who talk about American history. They've been doing since 2015 2 episodes a week. I'm just going, and without fail, I'm going, how the hell do you keep on that schedule? I mean, they probably don't have any other jobs, but still, it's like,
look. I mean, one of our, somebody in the family, 3 sides. What have they been? 7, 8 years now with a podcast a week with almost without fail.
Yeah,
we do 4 a year maybe. If we're lucky.
And Joe's going three too many.
3.
I was just going to say, speaking for the audience, that's plenty.
That's plenty. So
yeah, no. You guys take your time and maybe get it better. Like have a think about how it's going to work better.
Well, I guess we should bring in our other co-host here, and we'll call him friend, not as his assistant. But, folks, we got John 5. Hey, from Motley Crue.
Hey! Yes, since the last time we recorded, possibly.
That's right. And Craig.
Hey.
What's up, Craig?
John's been in Motley Crue for 9 years now.
Yeah,
you guys do your shows quarterly.
That's right.
Craig was also briefly in Motley Crue. It didn't work out. But
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, exactly.
So, well, anyway, John has been off the road for a couple of weeks, and he was like, "Hey, let's do an episode before he goes back out with Motley." And so, we decided we would do that. And we were tossing around some ideas, and I think we talked about doing. What all did we talk about? We talked about doing a couple of wax episodes, different countries, and but he and I were texting one day, and I was like, "Well, I would really like to, figure out how to show things like notebooks, and we do these very, very specific episodes like keychains or posters, and you show all magazines, and you show all those things, but how do you fit all this other stuff in here?" And John came up with the brilliant idea, folks. It's almost October, and we're back to school, so this is going to be our back to school Kiss Aucoin vintage merchandise episode, and we're going to wing it by the seat
except
of our
down
pants.
under where we're all on holidays. So
that's right. So,
everything's in reverse. So yeah.
So it should be pretty fun. We're going to cover go to a few different countries and cover a lot of items that you would find, that you would take to school or buy for school, notebooks, paper, lunch boxes, and all that stuff. So we're gonna talk about all of that. But before we do that, let's talk about some new stuff, shall we?
New confession. New.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. All right,
that was said a little loud in the can, so now I've got tinnitus from
Can I interject just real quick? I want to say what a shame it is that on this, our last show ever, Jason Herndon finally got a cool background for this podcast.
What are you talking about? For like 2 years.
The last show, and Jason finally has this cool background. He finally got his basement together. His whole Kiss room is all put together. Looks fantastic, and that's it. The show's over. What a bummer.
That's right. Yeah. What about my last background, which was all my Kiss records and all my promo stuff?
That was it was terrible.
I got you. Okay.
I gotcha.
I appreciate it. So, Nicholas, talk about some new stuff.
Well, I mean, first of all, we'll go in order of when it was released because they dropped day after day. So obviously, people are familiar with the Lick It Up bundle.
Bundle.
Yeah, the Lick It Up bundle, which seemed to be for Lick It Up was so this included 2 12-inch records, which is weird because I thought it was strange that they're calling it 3LP. It was a little bit cheeky. It's kind of going LP stands for long player, so
right.
Triple vinyl would have been better. It does sound a bit. I did see a few comments where people were actually saying, what are these bonus tracks on there? Like calling it a 3LP is a bit of a stretch.
So what it is you get a picture disc of Lick It Up full-length album, and then you get 2 12-inch the singles from the record, Lick It Up and All Hell's Breaking Loose. You get 12-inch single versions of those also on picture disc, and they go inside a nice little slip case. So. And that was for the 40th anniversary of Lick It Up.
Now that's not sold out yet. Is that still available?
That is not sold out. I think they did 3,000 each because there's another version of Lick It Up as well. Yes.
So that's this one where they've replicated the Japanese version.
Yes.
Is that thing that's down the bottom? Obviously, I can't point, but the one that was the full page obi, is that actually still a full page obi, or is that just included inside? Or you're not sure?
As far as I understood it, it was supposed to be a full page obi, and then they have the a smaller version of the I guess the promotional, the store promo poster, and then I think they've replicated I think it was a mouse pad. Is that what it was called?
Is that a mouse pad? Yeah.
And is that a sticker set? I think.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it wouldn't have been what was that Lick It Up, that small thing back in the day? Like that wasn't obviously.
It was a desk pad. It was a desk pad of some kind. I don't know.
Okay.
What it was? It wouldn't be.
Quick, get LA. No. Yeah. Okay.
Let's call them up.
Yeah. So then obviously they released a bunch of other stuff. Then a week later, I think, or was it a couple of days later, or one day later?
One was Lick It Up was Monday, and then what you're about to show was on Friday.
Okay, so then we had this one, which was limited to a totally different amount, wasn't it?
Yeah, 500 on it. They've with Lick It Up, they went with 3,000 each, and there's been some speculation of why that was. Who knows? But on Psycho Circus, they went back to the original, limited edition 500 copies, and it sold out in 15 minutes or 14 minutes or so. Yeah. So
I can't work out what is it just like random kind of why they 3,000 on one, 500 on another?
Well, the speculation that I think makes a lot of sense is they originally, as you know, and I don't know how much we want to say, but they originally weren't going to have a KOL Lick It Up anniversary like this. This is like the small anniversary. They were working on something else for Lick It Up, and then that got put on hold. And so at the last minute, they decided to put together, last minute meaning, the last few months, they decided to put together this thing for Lick It Up, and it didn't follow the regular pattern of what they had been doing. But Psycho Circus has been planned since late last year, is when I first heard about it, and it was just following what all the others had done, Alive 2 and Greatest Kiss and Love Gun. Those were 500, piece limited edition versions. Who knows if that's the reason, but I think that's as good enough reason as anything.
Yeah, and then that cover's not lenticular, is it? It's just a flat cover. Yeah.
It's actually I think there's a foil.
On that thing. Yeah. And then after that we talked was this one, metallic silver, or elephant skin, as I call it.
Here we go.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I saw the final version matches the mock-up, which is very nice. It's the first time for everything, so.
Yeah, so 2,500 of those, and that sold out today, the day that we're recording this. So.
Generally, what's the pattern been? It's been the picture disc's the thing that sells out instantly, and then the colored vinyl is the one that kind of either does or doesn't.
Yeah, it usually hangs around. They do between 2,000 and 3,000 of those, and they usually hang around from anywhere from a week to a month and a half, or something like that. So,
cool.
But all the Psycho Circus is gone. You can still get both Lick It Up as of the recording of this.
What is still available is a whole bunch of Psycho Circus other things, pin sets, a flag, and
I bet John bought all of that stuff, right?
Yeah. I still don't fully understand what cornhole is, but I kind of guess it's tossing bags through a hole, isn't it?
That's correct.
I take it that's regional, isn't it?
It's definitely very popular in the South. So edit her out.
Yes, exactly. And then the only other things which I will mention, just very, very quick things, was when Lick It Up came out, they brought out one of the pieces of merchandise was this pin. Right. And I think I was talking with John earlier that there was a vintage. This is based on a vintage pin, and I'm not sure if you actually did manage to find it. Did you, John?
Well, that's Lick It Up, right?
I wasn't sure when it came out because it was kind of 83, but then I wasn't sure if it was part of that tail end of Creatures era.
Right. I don't think it was.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's where he draws the line.
Okay.
So, anyway, this pin is it's based on a vintage pin as well, and they've been doing a lot of that, and I think you've got some other examples, right, Nicholas?
Yeah. So just as a very brief last thing, I noticed I got a whole huge plethora of t-shirts to add to Everything Kiss, and I noticed this shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they copy a lot of vintage stuff recently. This one went actually very deep, and I think John's got what this is roughly being based on here, which is one of the most ultra rare kids t-shirts.
Oh, look at that.
Have a look at this. So just solo him.
Solo.
So then based on, and this is one of the most rare children's t-shirts from Image Clothing, but from 1978. Yeah. That's such a beautiful piece, that one. Well, beautiful.
I mean, it's so teeny. Very, like for a baby or something.
Yeah.
Size 10. So pretty cool.
Would that be considered back to school merchandise?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I mean, you buy your Kiss clothes to go to school in, right?
That's right.
That's right. So,
because your schools didn't have uniforms, did they?
My school didn't have a uniform.
No. Okay.
No.
And very, very quick for the people playing at home. Which one has the order correct of the members, left or right? see if your brain can do it instantly.
It's the new one.
The new one, that's correct. Yeah. Have a look at the old ones kind of in reverse.
Yep. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah. I guess they were less accurate back then, but yeah. Anyway, that's roughly new confessions, and hopefully you were one of the lucky ones to have scored a Psycho Circus. Did you get one, Jason?
I got 2.
You got 2. Joe, do you get into those kind of things? No. And John, no.
Definitely not John. So.
Okay, cool.
All right, new confessions. So let's show some new stuff before we get into the meat and potatoes here. So what's up next is what's in the box.
I'm gonna open it.
Oh, what's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
It's still funny. It really is. When he opens it, it's those fucking shitty.
I love that it's those fucking Hello Kitty things or whatever it is. It's
so great.
Run.
so great. All right, who wants to go first? Can I go last?
Yeah, Jason, you should go last.
All right, I'll go last. Joe, you got anything you want to show?
I got nothing.
Nothing.
Not this time around. No.
God damn it, John!
No.
It's me and you.
Okay. I'll ramble through these pretty quick. Unmasked, but from Zimbabwe.
Yeah, buddy.
Let's see. We can. There we go.
There you go.
Oh, Mercury.
That's cool.
And then we got Dynasty, Zimbabwe as well.
Does that say something at the top on the front jacket?
Oh, yes, it does.
Yeah.
So if M. Wilson is watching,
I have your record.
It's Murray Wilson, father of Brian Wilson. Actually, he's very own copy of Dynasty.
Look at how nice this record is. It's gorgeous. He really took care of it.
That's great.
Let's see. We got. This is cool. I love my T-shirts. So this one is.
Oh yeah.
I've heard late 75, early 76. Now there's a blue one as well. I have the blue one, so
Incredible.
I had the black one. So really like that. And we have the 3-inch Love Gun pin, which is pretty tough to get.
Is that a Campus Craft button or what?
No, it's I believe it's from the other side of the pond. And what else do we got? We got a Star Picks from, I believe, Thailand.
Nice.
Oh, cool. I hadn't seen it before.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I'm sure that is in Pear's and Alon's new book. They have a new book out about all the magazines.
Oh, yes.
Demons of Kiss.
Yes. I love those books. Keep them coming, man. Keep them.
Yeah.
They're great. Last thing is, this is from England. I love this because there's a button that goes with it, which I have. It's like an enamel pin.
Right.
And it's really cool, cool stuff like that.
Freaking cool, man.
Yeah, those English things were all produced by, like, a lot of times by the UK Kiss Army, which is so much stuff that came out over there. Most likely not seen by Aucoin, but it's all listed. A lot of that stuff's all listed as official Kiss merchandise. So there was so much stuff they were pumping out at that time. Around about 80, 81, even going into early 82, they were making a lot of that stuff.
The era. Anything of the era.
Yeah.
So I got a couple of things. The first one's, it's not nothing rare or anything, but my good friend Ken Gullick was selling this in the Kiss My Collectibles group, and this is the shirt that I bought when I went to the show, and I since tore it up. And I don't collect I have a lot of Kiss t-shirts, but just not a ton of Kiss t-shirts. It's not something I go heavily on, but I wanted to rebuy this little jersey tee. It's in great shape too. This was his shirt he bought at the show. So
nice.
Put it on. Put it on. Put it on.
You don't want to see that, buddy. I don't know if I could do that. Let's see. I think this may be a large. Yeah, it's a large. It's a 1983 large. So there's
large. That's like an XXX small.
That's right. And then the prize, you can solo me back up there.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, would you do that?
I lost interest. No.
I'm sure I did too. So,
there's a little tease there. Sorry.
So I got a little record that John and Joe both have, and if John Humphrey was here with us, he has it as well. And we often refer to this as the rarest, and it's debatable, rarest Kiss record out there, but it's definitely one of the most sought after Kiss records out there. And the next time we do a Kiss My Wax with Humphrey, we'll all show them at the same time. But I was able to land the best of Kiss.
Whoa. That's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
you. That's incredible.
Thank you. And it's
that's beautiful too.
Great.
Victor.
Do what?
Is that Victor? Is the label?
It's Polystar.
Polystar.
This came out in '82, I think, or 80.
Post.
And it's a part of a series. We've talked about it. It's great. This is Great Rock Artist 4, and there's other artists that they did, and it was TV order, mail order only. Pretty tough to find. It does have it did come with a lyric sheet, and then here's the vinyl.
Nice.
So very tough to find. I got very lucky. I did a trade with a very good friend, and I'm not going to mention who it was, but I had something that he really needed for his collection, and he has lots and lots of Kiss records, and I was surprised that he offered that up, and I couldn't say no. But I traded off my CRC Columbia Record Club double platinum misprint that has the Gene Paul portraits in it. He has the Ace Peter, and he wanted to put the Gene Paul together with it. I don't know if there's anybody else in the community that actually have both of those. I know John.
Will you go back and try and get that now? Like now that you've scored the...
Sure, if it ever pops up, because I got it for next to nothing, because I bought it and from off eBay like everybody else does, and they don't know it's just a regular copy of double platinum. It's not listed as a misprint, and you get lucky and buy it, and you pay $40-$50 for it or whatever, and but it's very, very difficult to find. Very, very difficult to find.
For the Kiss My Wax episode, we should all do it on Best of Kiss, because there's a patent number inside, so we all...
Oh no. You go first.
I'm gonna text John Humphrey right now and see if he...
John will do it.
So that's my what's in the box.
So I take it the only reason it doesn't have the Kiss logo or a Kiss photo, despite being an official release with the Casablanca label, and
it does have a photo.
I mean on the front cover, is because they're trying to tie it into a series. So like if it was the Best of Fleetwood Mac or someone else, it'd be all in the same typeface.
Yeah, that's what I would assume.
Is that the thinking behind it?
That's what I would assume. The other thing is, and I don't know, Joe or John, have y'all ever looked for or talked to anybody or researched these great rock artists? Who's number 1, 2, and 3?
I've never seen any of the others.
I mean, there's got to be some, right? Because this is Great Rock Artists 4. I think that would be an interesting tidbit of information to figure out.
It probably goes all the way up to 10. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? So, but and I do know there's a cassette of that. There's at least one person in the community that has the cassette version of that. Good luck. I've seen a photo of it with the record, and I know who I knew who has the cassette now. But
right,
yeah, that's.
There's also a mini disc version, but that's...
Yeah, there's a mini disc.
One of us, I think I'll, have Joe volunteer, but it's just on YouTube, just put a camera of it going around a turntable, because nobody, who plays it. Nobody.
Oh, I'm gonna put it on the turntable and film it. Yeah, I'm absolutely gonna do that.
A lot of people would, want to hear that. And we put it on, and it's like night fever.
Yeah. I guess we could real quick. The track listing is Shandy, Shout It Out Loud, Beth, Detroit Rock City, I Was Made for Loving You on side 1, and side 2 is Talk to Me, Calling Dr. Love, Hard Luck Woman, Strutter 78, and Love Gun.
Yeah. So very pop orientated
sort
of mix, that one.
Yeah. So pretty neat.
But wasn't there someone on the forums? I'm not going to name them because barely remember my own name, but weren't they saying, "Oh, I would never buy that because I have all those songs."
Yes, somebody did say that.
You're kind of going, that's not really the point of collecting that as a
I don't
collectible
understand
thing.
those.
Yes, you have got all the songs. Yes.
Yes, there's
Because he
people.
doesn't own anything that has two of the same song.
That's right.
That's it. I'm not buying them.
I'm not buying.
I
This one
don't
has
understand
drums, so I'm not buying anything else with drums on it because I've heard them before.
It's like Don saying, I'm not buying any more Kiss merchandise with sleeves. That's it.
That's right.
One thing with sleeves.
Perplexing to me.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to school, 1977, 78, somewhere around there, shall we?
Let's shall.
Let's shall. So where do we want to start? Do we want to talk about school? Do we want to talk about,
I mean, what was like one of your, like, do we all go to school with either a lunchbox or pencils or pens or notebooks? What did you have, Jason?
Well, I'm just a little bit younger than you guys. I'll be 48 this year. And so by the time I went to school, which was 1980 when I was in kindergarten, most everything was gone. Now there were some things that were, discounted and in the cutout bins and all of that stuff. And I did get a lot of that stuff. And I remember in the first grade, so 1981, taking my rub and play kit to school at the class picnic at the end of the year and sitting out in the sandbox with my little Kiss figures. And I still have a couple of them from that set too. No box or anything, but just the actual where you rub the figure, the transfer off onto the cardboard. But I was out there with my buddies or with my friends, and we were just playing a Kiss concert, So, but I didn't carry a lunchbox or have pencils or pens. That was a little bit before my school years. So we're gonna lean on you and Joe probably. Nicholas, I don't.
Well, yeah, I mean, with us, it was everywhere. I started kindergarten in the first year of school here in 1980. So, like everyone, I didn't have any personally, but I definitely remember the black backpack with the logo on it.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely remember the labels, and I remember everyone would have arguments over which was the best ice block. Was it Empire Strikes Back with the jelly thing inside, or the Kiss ice block? So even though that wasn't really back to school, it was certainly after school special. You go past the milk bar and pick up ice blocks on your way home because it was so hot. So yeah,
there it is, right?
And that's exactly that one. And I do remember kids with that in much worse version than that, because everyone's was just beat up and thrown on the concrete.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, but that's beautiful condition, that one.
Yeah, I love that it has the reflectors, just in case, it's late and it's dark out and you're driving.
Right.
Hey, he's got a Kiss backpack. Get him. You're trying to run away in the reflector.
Exactly. Trying to hide.
Right. You're in the woods with these two red things. Like
here, now this one backpack, I believe, is from New Zealand. I believe.
Yeah.
So,
or at the very least, that's where the people who remember them ended up having them. They could have been sent to both countries. There's no real reason why the company would send one lot to New Zealand, one to Australia. But that's where the people who had them were in New Zealand. So that's why we think New Zealand anyway. But that's beautiful. There's a brown one as well of that, isn't there, John? Have you got the brown, or that's still on your to collect? Sorry, I'll leave.
The brown one's harder to get because it's made of kiwi skin, right?
Yes, exactly.
So that's
anyone with the brown one?
I don't.
I've seen it actually photographed, so it does exist, but
I don't know anybody.
A long time ago. I don't know anyone that we know.
But here is the one that us four all know about.
Right.
Craig, did you have this when you were going to school? No. Yeah, pretty cool. And of course, this. But I didn't have that backpack going to school. But yeah.
I didn't specify what.
Yeah, not a backpack, just a
Yeah. Joe, what about you? Did you have
Yeah.
any KISS school supply stuff?
No, I did not. I didn't have any of the KISS school supplies.
Do you remember it being around at your school? Do you have recollections?
No, I don't. Yeah, for some reason, John, was it big in your school? Were kids all over the place with KISS stuff all over the place?
It was only a few characters, but in Detroit, in Michigan, KISS was massive.
Right.
KISS was everywhere, but like in school, I don't recall many kids being, of course we were pretty young even at the peak of all of it. You know what I mean?
Can we ask I mean, is it okay to ask you two? I mean, what grades were you guys in 77, 78 in school?
Well, I was in 77. I was 7 years old in 77.
Okay.
So I guess my earliest recollection is in 78. And I think and I had the lunchbox. I was 8 years old.
Gotcha.
John was super smart. He was a freshman in college.
I remember, but I remember I was like going to school and I had my KISS lunchbox. And of course I wore a shirt every day.
Sure.
But I remember, man, just being so excited to have this, and this is the yellow one, of course, with the
right
thermos and the whole bit. But I remember vividly going, people are gonna freak out when they see it, but nobody really freaked out. The brown one.
There's the brown handle.
Yeah.
Not the brown back, but with the little brown cup thing.
Okay.
The red guy, and I think I had the yellow, of course, which is
the more common one.
But
I never understand the thinking of the company of why they would just alternate the colors of it unless they're just like it is strange.
I don't know, but
I wonder if that was just a random thing in the line. You know what I mean? There probably was no thinking behind it. They probably just had mixed colors.
Do you think? It can't be
because they're not creating variants, are they? They're not.
Well, no,
let's have variants.
No, it can't be completely random because all of the caps to the thermos match the handle.
Right. Now here is rare.
The carpets match the drapes.
That's right.
This is a rare one, and I don't know. We don't know. We don't know if what's a promo or if it's not, or if it's just white. But
right.
It's
see.
No, I know, Jason. All I'm saying is, the line is running brown ones and then red ones, and
right.
maybe that same company had them for who knows, the Bionic Man. I don't know what GI or whatever it was, and so they were just running,
right?
Just running colors is all I mean.
Is that
sure?
Joe, do you think that's similar to was it the KISS Phono, the record player, and you see the blue with the blue handles and that for the Mickey Mouse and that? So they're creating the shell and the handle, putting them together, and then they put the graphics on with whatever color. But obviously there weren't variants of the KISS Phono. But in this case, they're running a run of. They probably print the box and then attach the handle, I guess, at a secondary part. So we're doing red today, yeah.
There are a couple of variants of the record player,
but not in color variants. Sorry, no. I just meant but there is the exact same record player. I was doing research that Tiger did, and in different colors. I think blue is for Mickey Mouse or something like that. There's a few other ones anyway.
Right.
Plastic you also wonder if it was a little transitional, record labels and sleeves could be sometimes when they're transitioning over to a different print. And so, we're just running out of the whatever, and now we're gonna, that was the Bionic Woman lunchbox, and that was white, but we've got more handles than we have boxes, and then so it transitions over.
Sure.
and whenever they're placing an order, it's probably all immaterial. There was probably no real thinking behind, the different colors of handles.
Right.
And stuff.
Right.
That would be my guess, but who knows?
Craig had the. You went to what? How old were you? Like, how old are you now? Okay, 52. So but he had, what'd you have when you were going to school?
Can't hear you, Craig. Speak up.
You got to speak up.
Everything but the backpack, pretty much.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he had the pens, which of course here.
Okay. So we have the Wallace pins.
And Craig, was that just you, or were you noticing lots and lots of other school friends all having the same kind of stuff?
There were a few, and then my brother, my older brother is the reason that happened with the Kiss. So
Yeah.
all this stuff. He's a year and a half older.
So the Wallace company made those pins, right?
Right.
And then the three
With
different
the variants.
the variants of the
What's
pencil.
What's the third variant of that one? Is that because obviously there's the face is up and the face down, but what is the third one? I wasn't familiar with that one.
Maybe it's just I have two of them.
I do think there's a third variant.
There probably is. Like, I mean, if we really look at it, we could probably figure it out. Like, there's not enough makeup on Peter's face or something.
No, I was thinking there was there were three different package variants, but maybe not.
Yeah.
So is that the not enough makeup on Peter variant, or the just enough makeup on Peter variant?
But we know there's the two. Then let's see. Of course, we have the Love Gun ruler.
Oh yeah,
Ooh, that is so rare. That one.
God, that's incredible. And of course, the whole market has been polluted by someone who decided to make a bunch of counterfeits of these, and everybody sings his praises. I'll leave names out, but it's bullshit.
And if you look at that Love Gun one, just hold that up one more time. Sorry, it was just, and they've also haven't. It's like obviously quite early on in the promotion, they haven't actually used the Love Gun font either. I've become obsessed by fonts at the moment, but it's a different. It's not in the same brand.
Yeah, you're right.
Same thing. So
you can tell, like with the, I don't know if you can tell, but like it's so yellowed on the ends.
Yeah, the scuffs and all that stuff.
Yeah, so
it's incredible.
It's beautiful.
So
That's one of my favorite promos.
Were those sold at retail just like that?
No, they were promo.
They were promo. Okay.
Probably went out to journos or something like that. Yeah, that's another beautiful one. Like it's a coin one.
Yeah,
that's the first.
Those are, yeah.
Yeah, right. Right. Yeah. Another. This is odd. Kind of in the ruler family is.
Oh yeah.
And any of our friends from South America, I mean, this is sealed, but you can see what's in there, like the.
Is that a protractor?
A protractor,
yeah.
Is that Mexican? Is it or something?
Or is it?
Wonder where that's from.
Is that Argentina?
I think it's Argentina.
Yeah,
because they always use. It's funny. Like I don't know why, but a lot of that South American stuff and same as Mexico as well seem to have a lot of weird kind of coloring, like Peter and blue and stuff like that. These like a lot of those kind of colors.
John, how much do you know about that? Do you know if there are other members, or is it just Pete?
That's what I want to, the people watching the show, if anybody has any information or pictures of any other members or, I mean, it's insane. It's insane. I have a Frisbee that's sealed, and it just has Eric Carr on it. Like, but I've never seen. They must like.
But I mean, it could just be a choice. It's like if you saw something back in the day, like those 81 or 82 Gene Demon badges, you go, okay, well that's just it, because he's sort of one of the main faces of it. Well, as soon as you see like an Eric Carr or Peter Criss, you go, where are the others? Because you go, no one would just put that, because that's just not what anyone came out with. But then it may not be. They may have just gone, we're just making a Kiss one. That's a guy from Kiss. This is all we're making. It doesn't mean that there actually are any ones of the other members out there.
can we think of any other pieces of memorabilia that came out that just had one member on it and not the other four? Especially like Peter, for instance. Is there anything else that just came out and it was just
those Argentina ones probably aren't official anyway, so they've chosen, Peter for it. But I mean, there is the 1980 poster pack. One of the variants of that is just Gene, but it's very rare to, even back in the day, for them to only release one.
Yeah, so you would think, I mean, that was sort of the marketing scheme.
Some of those Aussie T-shirts, John, those smaller ones that have come in all the colors. There's just a Gene Destroyer one. There's also one where it features Ace's big like cape kind of thing from the cover of Unmasked. The others are on it, but there are a few there, but not a lot from memory.
Right.
I can think of.
Speaking of Argentina and South America, this is cool. This is a
sorry.
I guess it's a pencil case.
Yeah, look at that.
Whoa. What does that say inside?
What
is that? Is that anything inside, or because we can't see from here? But sorry. Well, just to move the camera closer. Okay. Okay. Well, it's like a little stretchy thing, isn't it?
Interesting.
But it's cool. And then there's, of course, we have to have the red one too.
Oh, why not? Yeah, and the brown one, and
so these are the only two colors. I don't know what that says in there. Can you guys see that?
Italiano.
Yeah.
So it's Italian then.
Oh,
but
maybe
well, actually, it could be Argentina because they have a big Italian community in Italy.
But these are the only two colors I've ever seen.
Right.
But I mean, that'd be cool. Like walking to school with these.
Yeah.
Get them.
John's definition of cool differs from most everybody else's.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Isn't that kid we beat up last week in the woods with his reflector backpack?
They just keep finding you based on this really bright stuff you carry. Pink kiss, get him.
You guys didn't think my backpack was cool. Wait till you get a load of this. Get them.
Look at my Kiss with their pink faces.
I know they didn't like me last week, but they're gonna love me now.
It's great stuff.
Form an orderly queue, ladies. I'm single.
Yeah.
Ladies.
All right, so we had to put stuff. We had to write on stuff, and we had to put stuff in our backpacks. So what would we put in our backpacks?
Now this is cool. This is from Australia.
Yeah.
Mm.
Incredible.
Remember this?
That one is almost 100% unofficial, but I love it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, but it's 1980.
It's very cool. It's so cool. Yeah.
Now,
why do you think it's?
Well, because they've got nowhere on any other. You can see they don't know how to do the copyright symbol. Nowhere on any other Kiss merchandise from that time does it just say 1980 Aucoin management. It also says bio-reserve rights for Kiss. In most cases, they also don't seem to have the Kiss logo for the front cover, which seems weird that it says Kiss scrapbook. There's quite a few things there that because there would have been just like in America, you would have bunches of people jumping on the craze and making their own stuff and trying to get it out. So we think that one is unlike all the other stuff, which has all the details on it. That one's an unofficial one. But again, we're kind of showing. I think Kismo Collectibles is all about vintage stuff anyway. So whether it's official or not doesn't matter. I just
I like that it's not official because when things are official, there's a ton of it.
Sure.
There's actually a ton of it.
Hey, John, can I interrupt real quick? What's on the inside of that scrapbook? Is it just a notebook? Do we?
Yeah.
Do you mind opening it?
Now this one, I think. So this is cool because what I like about it is it has been used. So you put all your stuff inside.
And so what? So is that?
Was it blank paper and then somebody actually made that?
Yes.
Yeah.
That
they
is
just-
incredible.
And this is all, from Australia.
Mm.
All
That's all from the newspapers and the newspaper pullouts and stuff like that, and those magazines. Yeah.
So what I hear you saying is it's
Ah.
fake.
See, I have a couple of scrapbooks like that I made when I was a kid. And
this is really well done. It's like a magazine,
so well done.
Yeah. It's like a little time machine into that era, also into a kid's brain of what they were really into. That's like what I like it. It's it's amazing.
Would you want to find another copy of that was blank, that was, not unused?
I had a chance to buy the blank one or that one, and I bought that one.
Of course. Yes, I would have done the same thing.
I just like that some kid just was like, took his time and cut everything out perfect and put it in perfect,
That's great.
Oh, stop it, I'm working here. Meatloaf.
It was a 34-year-old guy is what it was.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I still get a kick out of the KISS 1981 diary. Some kids filled it out. I love when the kids have filled out the address, and it ended up being, I bought it from someone in Sweden, and it had obviously gone through the hands, but the address was like about 2 suburbs away. So some kid in 1980 owned it, obviously was sold, went onto the market, ended up all the way across the furthest place you could get from Australia, ended up back to me only a couple of suburbs away. So I love that some kids filled out all these little details in it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What a small world, man.
Mm.
So, all right. So what else we got? We've got
Did you lose your KISS diary?
Yes, the KISS diary.
Check this out. This is I don't know if, Nicholas, you remember this? It's like a pad of paper, but it is from Australia.
What?
It's just paper.
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Here, let's see if you guys can read what's on the.
Yeah, there you go. A quality
The Olympic
product. Yeah.
Mm. Wow.
Interesting.
The strange Olympics that year.
And it's just paper.
Yeah.
But you probably got it in some whatever drugstore or whatever. And
wow. I've never seen that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Of course, we've all seen these.
Yeah. So that I remember those labels on kids' books at the time. So that's one of my memories, is those little things.
That one's great.
Yeah, those little illustration.
So cool.
So, okay, we have a lot of stuff here. We have notebooks, we have papers, we have, how about these weird erasers?
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely unofficial, and you see them pop up from time to time.
But it's
super cool.
And do we think Japanese on that one? Is that what that is?
I think
where is
that was
from?
the case.
Yeah, made in Japan. There
Made
we go.
Japan. Yeah.
Yeah. And then,
That's
of course, this one.
Right.
Oh yeah. Now those are unofficial, but those turn up under official merchandise. There was a Japan store called Rockzar, which was selling. They were importing all bunches of official KISS merchandise, but that little one with the gradient of blue to red is actually listed under there. It probably isn't official. They probably just bought a bunch of stuff from the States, but that is actually listed in a few ads at the time in Japan. So you do see that. Don't see the other one, but you see that one.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. Let's see. So we have notebooks now.
Let's do notebooks. Yep.
A lot of them.
A lot of notebooks.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of variants. All of that stuff. So
I'll stand for this because there's so many variants. There's so much.
Right.
So, okay. Should we take them out? Okay. So very common, but to find it in the great condition that it is, let's see.
Right.
And you have the order form, obviously.
Right.
But just think, going to school.
Get him.
Exactly.
Get him.
Nerd alert!
But then we have the white back,
That's right. You got a white back.
so, and, correct me if I'm wrong, but we have that, let's see, just the one with the order form, the brown, and then the white.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Then, of course, we have
Isn't there a Canadian version of those, or is there not?
not of the solo,
Not of the solos. Okay.
but here's the ace.
There's the aces. Yeah.
You don't have to open those.
God, that would like walking like they wouldn't say, "Okay, get him."
Get him.
It's so cool.
No, that's true. Yeah.
It's, amazing.
He definitely would.
With the demon, all three. And let's see, where's Peter?
Nicholas over there, Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
What? Sorry.
Wouldn't it be great if John didn't have any of the Peter ones just because he didn't want them?
I think, look at fucking how cool that is.
Oh, I love
them. They're all amazing. That was a great photo shoot. That whole thing was so cool.
Yeah. The
wasn't the story that Peter was absolutely terrified of that thing, and that thing there's a couple of shots where the things jumped up onto all fours and got a little excited, and he's back and back like that. It's like, holy fuck. Because you can imagine that the work safety stuff in 1978 is probably not what it is now. So.
Right.
Yeah, we'll just bring in a live panther.
All right. So
I think there is. I don't know if there's a Canadian version of these.
Tilt them up a little bit more. There we go.
I don't know if there's a Canadian version, but it's the same. It's the white back, the brown back, and then the one with the order form.
Right.
The hollow back. The cover that's very similar to the press kit as well. The same kind of layout as well. We need to jump back. You've gone out of order because we need to jump back to the 77 ones, which were these ones. Yeah.
Now these, there is a Canadian version of this.
There we go.
And I don't know if there's order forms. Is there an order form in this one? Now I have two Canadian versions of this one.
Oh.
So
are they different, or you just have two?
No, I just have two. So if anybody wants to trade for another Canadian,
Canada
of the other, like the Dynasty one or something, but this one Team Scene,
right?
But I don't know if there's one of an order form in this one. Is there?
I've never seen that.
What's odd about the Teen Scene ones is I've never seen an ad in Teen Scene to order these. So it's weird they have the Teen Scene, because you would expect, you just get them via mail order and they're via Teen Scene. But over the years, I've been looking for ads that show these in Teen Scene, but they don't exist. So I've got no idea why they say Teen Scene on them.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Like, it makes no sense. You should be having ads in Teen Scene to buy them.
Right. And here's another Teen Scene, but I don't know if there is a Canadian version of this. There probably is.
Okay.
I don't know, but anybody has a...
Canada, you did it again. You even found a way to ruin this. Why? Why do we let you be a country?
Oh.
Okay, so now here we're gonna get weird. There are some variants.
All our partners said that started when you created the podcast.
Yeah, I think that started.
Never gonna get weird.
Yeah. There is. Let's see, what is the variant? I know there's a variant on these.
Is it on the back?
It's not on the back. It's blank on the back, but I believe there is a Canadian version for this too. But it's got to be in the markings here, you know.
Right on the front and the bottom.
Yeah.
Have they got two markings, one under Paul, one under Peter? Have they, John? Like, is it the same? Like, there's a lot of writing there.
Yeah.
What does it actually say on those? Have they just repeated it twice or something?
I think that's identical. Let's see.
What's it say on the front of it?
So you tell them what it says. I'm going to look something up over here. Hope your eyes are good. People's
That's why I'm
eyes.
already laughing because I'm not going to be able to read it.
People's eyes.
What, y'all need y'all's magnifying glass?
Go get it. Okay, hold on.
While they're doing that.
Talk amongst yourselves.
That's right.
I've actually got a copy. I know exactly what it says. I just
While
want
he's getting the
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I forgot about that.
yeah, totally forgot about
John has the layouts of putting those things together.
that. So, and then
So John, is that multiple layers of film, or is that just a power output?
no, it's just the
Yeah. So, Joe, I'm going to ask Joe like a graphic design question. That's done at like double size. So they would have then created these as artwork and then put them on products at a smaller size. I'd be used to seeing like a color separation of something exactly the size, but these are like double the size. It's weird.
Yeah, they would have shot these down at a percentage, and yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So these would have been the original artwork that they used to then place on other things.
all portfolio R40-144.
So John, is that so like the fire around there? Is that actual like drawn artwork on those photos,
Let's see.
or is it cut out? That's interesting.
I believe it's drawn.
Yeah. So it's so that's probably what it was, Nicholas, right? They were actually creating artwork, and they created it that original size. And is it signed there by your left thumb?
No, that's a guy we don't want to mention on the podcast.
Let's have him on. No.
That dude is a lunatic. So.
Yeah.
But how cool is that? Like, there they are from Stuart Hall, and
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's amazing that stuff like that survived. You know, we've talked a lot about how a lot of the artwork of that time, any of that stuff was just binned because it was
right.
Just imagine how much space that stuff took up, right? I'm like, oh, we're doing 100 different notebooks for this season for whatever, whatever was big at the time, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, it's amazing it survives anyway. I mean, like, I think I've had a big whinge about how, with vinyl nowadays, they do such an amazing job with, half-speed masters and, make all this stuff sound beautiful on vinyl. And yet the original artwork is long gone. And it's always, you look at anything that's a photograph like Dynasty or Creatures from the 2014s, and it's out of focus, not because it's the fault of the record company. That stuff, the original artwork doesn't exist anymore. So someone's binned actual album cover art.
Right.
It's weird that this stuff survives. I guess you just can't predict it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it all comes down to who decided to stick something in their
and take it home.
And took it home. Yeah.
Or it was behind your cabinet at some point. Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or who knows? Who knows why? Why any of that stuff existed? But yeah, you can just see them tossing that stuff after it was all. After they created the films, they might hang on to that stuff. But after even a couple of years of that, they probably threw all that stuff out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
now here's the actual notebooks of that artwork.
Right.
Now, there are variants of this. There is a Canadian version of this that I don't have with the teen scene.
Okay.
But and then this one, there's no writing. There's writing on both sides, but on that one, there's not writing under Gene.
That's interesting.
Variants.
Why would that be?
I don't know.
And why would they have added it? It's so strange.
So weird.
Maybe it was never meant to be. I still love to know what those both say, but It's like, is it the exact same thing on both sides, Craig?
So you can see there's no writing under June.
Yeah, they're both exact on the left.
Both the same word. Yeah, interesting.
So it sounds like that's probably their error, that it's gone on twice, and then they've revised it for that version that John has and said, well, there's no point in having it on there twice.
Yeah, no reason for that to be on there twice.
They could have just scratched that part, taken that layer of the film off or something.
Right.
I don't know. I'm just guessing. We're all guessing here because it's the past.
Of course. I mean, you know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Mm.
What's it say?
Yeah, on this side says number 5576, 48 sheets, 10.5 by 8, wide rule, Stewart Hall Company in Kansas City. That's the other side. It's got the Aucoin management.
Oh, the other side has Aucoin management.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay.
You know, the whole detail.
Interesting. They both say Aucoin, but the one adds the page count.
Right.
This one's a smaller notebook to it.
Yep.
Which is, pretty tough to find. And then we have, with the same artwork, we have the folder.
Right.
So, pretty cool.
Yeah, I got those ones. They're cool.
There we go.
Yeah.
I mean, just imagine walking to school with this stuff. I think it'd be fucking
Show us.
bad.
Walk across the screen again.
Yeah.
Get him!
Bad. Get him! Speaking of, all right, now here's where it gets crazy. Now we all of us geeks always fantasize, oh, what if we went into a poster shop and like it was closed down and it's all these unused posters, or what if we went to where they made these Kiss cards and saw boxes of Kiss cards. So this woman worked at Stewart Hall. I'm not going to give her name, but she worked at Stewart Hall, and she was like, yeah, like I didn't talk with her, but someone I know spoke with her. And she goes, yeah, I have like, a couple boxes of the, notebooks and blah, 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 blah. She goes, but I also have this.
Well,
incredible.
Yeah, I've seen that one before. That's so rare. That never turns up.
Just wait, Nicholas.
Well, this is the lined paper, 200 wide rule. Okay, so then you have for some odd reason, you have red too.
Yeah.
Oh, I just realized the red's the one I've seen. I've never seen the black one. Yes.
It's actually
wow.
blue.
That's cool.
It's a blue. Is that what you said, John?
Yeah. It's like a blue. 200 sheets.
Okay.
But then, if that's not enough,
it's not.
You have the blue 100 sheets.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
And just a little price tag on there, but I don't know what it says. I don't think it was ever filled out, but you can see it.
Which means there's got to be a red 100 sheet, right?
To drive him insane.
You kind of see where this is going, huh?
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, this one has a price tag.
It's amazing. Wow. And now on the back of that sheet is where you can order the posters, right? Is that right? Yeah.
So now, okay, pretty cool lined paper, but you're not done. So then you have, and these are all different from each other. You have typing paper.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
okay.
100 sheets of typing paper.
Okay. So that means unlined, is it?
Unlined.
Is that what that? Yeah, unlined.
And then, of course, you got to have the red typing paper.
Why not?
So this is,
which is odd because they've changed only the cover sheet. Like there's nothing. Like I'm assuming all the pages inside are blank. Like why even bother to do? Oh, we need a red version of. Like some of the reasoning behind it is strange. Oh, I've never seen the back.
Yeah, let's see the
side of this. I've never. Oh, okay. So it's like the page that's in the notebooks except white.
That is so cool.
That is so cool. I've never seen that before.
Tell them about like
Well, I just remember seeing these at the store. It was called Thrifty out here in California, Newbury Park, California. And they had this stuff. They had the pencils. They had all the notebooks. And I just go in there every day and just, no matter how many times we saw them, we'd see them and just, Mom, buy it for us. And she wouldn't do it. And I remember my brother, a lady heard my brother, and she came up to Mom and said, "Can I buy your son a notebook?" My mom said no. And she said, "Please just let me do it because somebody did that for me when I was a kid." But I just remember these things happening that all revolves this and seeing all this stuff in Toys R Us and Thrifty and Expanding Wall and just everywhere.
That's so cool.
It's so amazing. Yeah. Incredible.
I don't remember the variations of them, but I remember, and maybe I'm wrong, it was notebook paper just like this, but it had pictures of posters. I guess I'm wrong. Maybe I'm remembering the backside of this.
Yeah, that's the backside.
I remember something with paper, but if this is it,
yeah,
I do remember these.
Because the one I bought a long time ago was open, so you could pull that slip out and you could see the back. But, I just never remembered the paper or growing up or anything like that. But so there's six fucking different variants
that you know of.
Well, no, that's all there is.
That's all there is. Okay.
Yeah.
So the next question I have is, so you get this stuff from this lady that worked at Stewart Hall. How much does she have left, and can we have her contact info?
There's no more paper. She had this in a box, and this is like a true story, and it sounds like it's a made-up story, but she had it in a box in her attic, and she shipped it to my friend in that box.
Wow.
And the box was like falling apart, She just taped it up and that box.
Wow.
But there was a bunch of notebooks. I remember she had a bunch of notebooks. Yeah. I mean, just those are the kind of stories that I love hearing that, I didn't know anybody with that paper except for one other person. Because who would buy that paper?
Yeah.
Very bizarre. Yeah.
Yeah.
And a notebook, and that would probably, all that stuff would survive a lot less because people may keep a notebook which is all together, but once they unwrap that thing and use the paper, that sheet was probably long gone. I would say, I know, Jason, in about 15 or 20 years of trawling eBay, I might have seen that once on eBay. Yeah. It literally, I've seen it in people's collections, but it doesn't come up all the time, whereas notebooks pop up all the time. Incredible.
And just the advertisement, I've never seen that advertisement.
No, because the notebook one's got a red background, hasn't it, from memory?
Yeah, the notebook is red. Yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
So cool.
What's Stewart Hall's interest in the posters? Did they also make the posters? I didn't think they did, but it's interesting that they're promoting the posters.
They were just promoting them, I guess.
Yeah.
But
I wonder if they were the paper company that was involved in any way.
Could be.
Good. Good assumption.
Notebooks and folders, everything. It's all Stewart Hall, which is, they got into it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing stuff.
All right. What else do we have? Let's think about this. I know we have some Australian stuff.
Oh, we also have some yearbooks.
Oh yeah, yearbooks.
And this is cool. Of course, when Kiss played Cadillac, this is a Cadillac. But I love the signatures and,
sure.
Have a shitty year, get them. But
sorry, I kicked your ass for your.
So what's the Kiss connection with that one? Just Kiss photos inside, or do they have a page of promotion?
There's Kiss photos in this, but I, never knew about this one until someone was like, "Hey, there's a junior high Cadillac one." Hold on, I got to find the Kiss photos. But there's Elton John for some weird reason. Get him.
There's got to be a movie clip out there somewhere, Nicholas. Get him.
Yeah, Pee-wee. Let's see. I don't know, but there's Kiss pictures in this. But
Yeah, well, you got to find them. Come on.
oh, Judas Priest. I'll Craig come through that.
Craig will find them. We'll show the high school.
And of course, the classic.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the high school, right?
Yeah. Oh, here it is. Thank you, Craig.
Oh,
cool.
excellent.
Neat.
Bob Merrill.
Bob Merrill.
Mhm.
And then with
You've got the flyers. That's right.
yeah. And it was actually in this yearbook when I bought it.
Excellent.
Yeah, so there was 2 of them in here. And but they didn't even list that as, something as like an addition or anything.
Do you know whose yearbook that was?
I don't.
Oh, I didn't know if there were signatures in it that to Susie.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mhm.
But pretty cool.
So cool.
I think that's it because I showed the Australia. That was the scrapbook and then the paper and then the labels. Is there any other school stuff, fellas?
Nicholas, any school Australian
Just
stuff?
trying to think what we did the backpack. I'll probably remember as soon as this podcast's over. I think in terms of school stuff.
So lunch boxes. What
Yeah,
else?
Yeah.
Leave comments below if we're
Yeah.
any school stuff out.
Yeah.
Well, as Sebastian Bier said in a comment section that during our posters one, we forgot about the Love Gun foil poster.
Well,
I think it was
apparently
just
we
one of
did.
those ones that we just missed. Yeah, so there may be something that we'll all go straight after we stop taping. Go, damn it. Yes, I can't think of anything at the moment.
Oh wow! Here, let me see.
Brian Mark.
Oh, here's the kid that Brian Lair. This is his notebook.
Brian Lair, is that what you said?
Larr. Lar.
Brian Lahr.
Let's see if we can find him in here.
What kind of insults to Vikings?
Oh, that's a
insights
good
to
idea.
Vikings.
Good idea.
But that's really cool,
Find him, John.
Craig?
Give me that thing.
But I think that's I like that shit. Like I like that the school scrapbook thing is put together and just like I just for some reason really like
Oh,
that.
wow.
You found already?
So
Good job, Craig.
and I have found that person in Michigan as well.
Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Yeah.
There he is.
Wow.
I didn't
Get
like him
him!
then. I
Get
didn't
him!
like him then, and I don't like him.
Like
And I
now.
don't like him now.
Yeah, I do like him then, and I don't like him now.
That's great.
So it says that the guy is about 60 years old. Would that track?
Yeah,
Mm.
it's junior high.
Junior high, so he was what, 12,
6.
11? Or what grade was he in, Craig? Did you look?
No, look that. Probably 6.
Oh, because it says 8th.
Oh, it's junior high, so he has to be like 11, 12, 13.
7th grade.
Yeah.
If
Huh?
we're gonna come back next time, and that guy's gonna be in John's cabinet, like just one of the collectibles.
That is
Stuff told him the
hilarious. Good one, Nicholas.
We let him go.
He starts miming like, "Send help! He's not letting me live."
Craig's got him on a leash,
It's okay.
and here he is.
Oh man.
On like this horribly applied Kiss makeup.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's funny. So, Brian, if you're watching, I have your junior high yearbook.
and you can't have it back.
Yeah.
Too bad. So sad. So
Yeah,
any
you
of
just
this
go.
other-
It's just down in the cellar. Just walk down there. It's like, really? It's in the box. Get it. Just get in the box.
So,
It puts the lotion in the basket.
That's right.
Did you guys see Kiss in all the stores when you were little, just like we did? I mean, when in the malls, I mean, Kiss was everywhere out here.
Yeah, everywhere out here.
Drugstores,
For 1 year.
stores,
Joe,
everywhere.
did you see them everywhere?
I don't know, but here's what's even more interesting. I'm still stalking this poor gentleman.
Okay.
He's a member of Kiss My Collectibles.
Yeah.
I saw them in every store. It was like plastered. It was crazy.
Yeah, I've said this before to John. I don't have the recollection that he does of it being everywhere like that. I do remember one store that we've talked about on this show before that was local to John and I when we were kids. That I remember all the Kiss dolls being there, all the Kiss figures, Mego dolls.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have the vivid recollection that John does of of them being everywhere. I remember, I think there was a store called Crowley's. You remember that, John, at Macomb Mall? Do you remember Crowley's?
No.
Yeah, so I remember Kiss records being in there. So yeah, I mean, I remember some stuff, but I don't remember it being like this, everywhere like John remembers.
I've probably said this a million times on this show, but just thumbing through the Mego dolls like this, like just tons of them looking for an Ace and Peter.
Yeah, they were tougher.
Like Gene Paul, Gene Paul, Gene Paul, and I'm like, I remember rummaging
memory back.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember them literally everywhere. Like I said, there were so many places. The Royal Easter Show, where I think I got a Cadbury's chocolate show bag and a Magic kind of show bag or something, whatever my parents bought me. But I remember the wall of Kiss ones there. But that obviously, when I was 5, I wasn't as interested in them as I probably would have been had I seen them at 10 or something like that. But they literally disappeared off the face of the planet as far as my radar went. So they were everywhere in 1980, but by 81, I don't remember a thing. I think the next time I even heard about Kiss or even realized I was still a band was Crazy Nights. So that whole era didn't exist at all. But of course, they didn't even tour here. So there is no reason why I would, if I was a teenager, you'd be getting rock magazines and know about them doing other stuff. But as a 7-year-old or an 8-year-old, 9-year-old, if it's not in your face, you're not going out and seeing it. So they literally disappeared until 1987, from my point of view, anyway.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Joe, what were you going to say about that guy?
What was his name again? What was his name?
Brian Lahr?
Brian Lahr. It looks like he lives just north of Cadillac now.
Just north of Cadillac.
Wow.
Stalking the guy.
Listening. Which you're probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. So, anything else that we can think of that
we have your tour book and your wife.
He's managed to get in and send a message from John's house.
I remember being so young, so little. I mean, I had to be 6, and when they would play Kiss on the radio, which was rare, but they did. And I remember they would play Beth, and I would go, "Mom, we have to go down to the radio station. Kiss is playing." Radio station. So awesome. I thought they would go there and set up and play their song and leave.
That's great. That is such a cool story.
Yeah.
But wasn't the original? Sorry, it wasn't the original story of the video clip as we know it, because the Beatles would be asked to play on every single TV show, and they got sick of it. And they said, "What if we do a promotional film of us playing and send that out to the TV station?" So the video clip was kind of not invented solely by them, but the idea of a video clip being shown was invented by the Beatles. They just didn't want to have to do live TV anymore. So it's
Right.
almost works the other way around. Like it was actually created so they didn't have to play live, and maybe that's why you probably would have assumed that. You go, well, it's on the radio station, so they're down there jamming it out. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, is that back to school?
That's back to school.
Back to school, baby. I love it. Thank you for dragging all that stuff out, John, and showing it. It's awesome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
This means I didn't have to
Yeah,
get all
very
of mine
cool.
out.
That stuff, that rare stuff, is just amazing. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
That
Something
paper
you won't
stuff's
see
incredible.
Otherwise, yeah.
Love it. All right. Well, if we missed anything, guys, and we probably did, down in the comments, we would love to hear it. If you've got photos of some stuff we didn't show, post them. We'd love to see it, man. We don't claim to have everything.
Other members of this.
Other members of that Italian/Argentina thing. Rate Craig's
Awesome.
performance. Send in scores.
That's from our one of our very last ones. So that was already that one was already in the bank. So yeah.
Yeah, and thanks, Craig, for setting in and helping out. And we love having you, man. Love
Yeah,
having you.
absolutely.
Always cool. As long as I'm not looking for
All right. Well, if that's it, guys, we'll see you on the next one.
Cool.